Okay, thank you very much. And please, I will have to confirm if I'm audible enough. Okay, thank you very much. Good morning to you all, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this other third session of the UCC Cyberstars virtual trainings. Yesterday we had a couple of things we talked about. We had some interesting challenges opened for you, and I can confirm most of you I can see have already solved them. Mostly I normally look for challenges with low solves, and I try to understand why it has low solves, so that maybe the challenge can be uh, somewhere people can help in these challenges. Okay, but can see people have solved them. Hopefully you're solving them genuinely. Okay, last time we opened the web challenges, and we shall see more of the challenges being opened for you and for everyone to solve them. So heading over to our file operations, we can look at what we looked at yesterday. We looked at how to create files which are empty. We've seen how to use more, how to use head, how to use tail. We saw how to use grep basically for the keyword search, copying, moving, removing, then counting. In this case, WC counts one, it counts words, counts lines, counts characters. So you have to understand how to actually use it. So we looked at different things that can help us understand this. So sorts, looked at TR for truncating, cat, awk, and base64 encoding. And today we shall dig deep into it. For example, how to use TR and so on and so forth. So you can use one liner to do text operations. So we can first solve one challenge as we proceed. So in these challenges we opened, there was a challenge called runners. You can see it has 53 solves. So I had not taught you how to run files in Linux. So I was expecting to ask Google, how do I go about this? So I see people have solved it, but we can also go through it and understand how actually how things work. Okay, so I'll start my VM. For those that are using VirtualBox, it's fine. Me, I'm using VMware Workstation, and we can be able to use it for severally. Or I can even just start over my WSL and so on and just use it. So we know the IP address is this, the username is CTF player, and the password is this. So just say SSH and copy the IP address. All Linux challenges, we have to use the same IP. So I'll say CTF player at that IP. Press enter and then put the password. Remember, I told you passwords in Linux are in hidden mode. So it is at UCC. Okay. So when you're here and you just do who am I, you should be able to actually see who you are. And I'm very sure everyone logs in here with username CTF player, if I'm not mistaken. And you should be able to actually get the bottom line of what this means. I have a feeling all of you now can tell when to use a command and where. So I don't expect anyone to actually be asking himself, what exactly do I do when I want to run this and that? So I'm expecting many things, a lot of skills you will have gained from you have gained from Linux system administration. Okay, so when we list files, please confirm if I'm audible enough. I have some background with the noise. Please confirm in the chat if I'm audible enough. Okay, thank you, Wycliffe. Okay, let's proceed. So we can look at this. Some of you, I told you not to use the environment. So now I'm wondering where we have these files. So we don't expect you to do anything on our environment other than log correction and so on. Okay. So first things first, we can look at the challenge. Challenge is called runners, and it is asking us, but how do I run things in files in Linux? Okay, so when we come here, one thing that should come out into your eyes, we have a folder called runx. So when you see it running, you see, I told you in this competition, something has to be look suspicious to you because probably we want to teach you how to be analytical because you should be able to correlate things and understand what they want. So when I list inside it, there is a file called runme.py. Before you run this file, you have to confirm what file it is. So I will run a file, runme.py, file runme.py. So they will tell me this is a text file executable, but it is a Python script. Okay, let me confirm what is inside before I run it. So cat Python is cat run me. So for you, if you know you came and copied the flag like this and submitted, you sort of did wrongly. Or the issue is not about how to submit a flag. We have to know how a challenge works and everything. So I was expecting you to come and ask Google, how do I run what? How do I run Python files? As simple as that. So I would be saying, how do I run Python files in Linux? So we can see what Copilot tells us. They're telling you have to use Python 3 plus your script. In this case, we have our script, but we have Python 3. Okay, so go back farm. So let me see. When you want to know, you have to use a command called which Python. If you want to know which Python is installed here, or you can say, so we can see we have Python 3 and it is a binary. So which means that we can just run Python 3. So I'll run Python 3. Some of you have written Python and I should be able to know how to run. So for those that have written some small code, you should be understanding that this file is actually printing a flag, and flag has its value as a string, this. So anytime you print this, it will print the flag. So that is why I didn't want you to cut the file and open. I wanted you to learn how to run Python files in what? In Linux. So you should be able to come and submit. So let's see what will happen when I try to submit. You see, they're telling me incorrect. Why? Because my flag, I didn't copy it well. Most of you were having this issue and you tell me, you come in my DM and say the flag is wrong. But when you've copied it wrong, so I've copied it with this. So I have to remove it and resubmit. So it should be correct. Okay. I can even share that I've solved this challenge in my community. Okay, so strings operation, I saw people were able to tackle it down. Log grep. So someone was saying, how do I handle or filter large file operations? It even has some hints. Have you checked the logxd dir? Okay, so we use the same logins. So we can see debug. Dot dot means please go back one directory. So ls, so they want me to check this directory. So cd log xb. So there is one folder or one directory called one. So when I cd to one and I list, there is another directory called two. So when I cd to two and I list, there is another directory called three. So what is this teaching? This is teaching you how to navigate in a Linux file system using change directory command and list. So this helps you to learn by the time you reach where we are going. So when I list, I see three, so I will cd to three and I list. So I'm not seeing anything here now. So what is the flag there? What are we looking for? So in this case, when you don't see anything here, remember some files can be hidden. So what if it is hidden or what if just I need to run a long list? So I can run with an A to see that there is a folder which is hidden here. Initially, when you just run ls, you will not see it until you run a long list with A option. So now I will see D2. Some of you, you're seeing the file here, but it is not 4, it is .4. So it is .4. All hidden files in Linux are named with a dot. So I will list, and I'm seeing another folder called logstack there. cd logstack ls. Nothing is there. So what do? I can also confirm if the file is hidden. ls stack la, and yes, we can see this file is there and hidden. So this file, when we look at it, looks like it is what? We can run file on it to understand what it is. Logstack. Okay, we see it is an ASCII text, but it has long lines over 40, over 40. So for 42. So in this case, these lines, we can actually count them. We can just say cat dot logstack wc tag l. You see, they are saying 6 lines, so which means that something is weird now. Which means that trust this might be something else, not ASCII text. So we have to understand what exactly it is. So can we do head on it? So if it has 4,200 lines, but we can only see 6 lines when we count the lines, something must be wrong. So I would say, okay, my anticipation is correct that somehow this file looks to be an executable, and it has things we can't really understand. So to get the flag, we have to use many ways. So we can grab our flag. We normally understand that our flag format start with cyberstars. Cyberstars. So it will print a line that has cyberstars in it, and that will be a flag. Or we can just say grep dark I. Sorry. So put cyberstars and just put cyber. So it didn't bring it well. What did I do? I can change here. Okay. I'd put a space between the minus and the I, so it should be the same. So it should be able to bring it. So still, this should, even if you would use strings, the log file, and you grab the flag format cyberstars. Okay, you should be able to get this. Okay, so we can look at this in lengthy. So I've created my folder called default. So in this folder, I have one small log file, and if we want, we can actually cut it. So you see, I just use the WC to only count to count words. So it's just WC word count. If I only want lines like L, you just bring me the lines and so on. So we can head over back here. So that's how we would solve log grep by using grep. So now it was teaching you how to use grep command. Okay, so file ops one, I saw you people really seriously solved this. They are saying download the log file, count how many lines the log file has. We saw that answer yesterday. You should be able to solve it. It's just a matter of, because if a log file is this, if our log file is this, I want to know how many lines in it. It's just as easy as running this. So you get the comma, you get the answer. Okay, but don't submit 10. This is another log file. Okay, someone says file ops 3. I can look at file ops 3. What is it there? Okay, I see it has 20 solves. Find how many SSH authentication logs are in the log file. SSH authentication logs. Wow. Actually, in this just question, actually always understand why some questions are like that, especially this description of the question. Normally it gives you a hint, but you have to look at it. One thing you need to understand is that what if I'm looking for SSH or authentication? What is in this case? What is the main thing? Or like what is my filter? So you have to understand that. Someone says file ops 4. Find all unique IP addresses that attempted to SSH. I see 17 solves. Hey, should I say 17 solves less that this challenge is hard? I don't know. I'm wondering. What do you say? Okay, fine. We can look at, let me see if I have that folder here. Let me copy that file and bring it here. It was called day 3. So it was called CTF log, and I copy it here. So this command actually, I'm copying from one directory back in day 3, and I'm copying this file, and I'm putting a space, then dot. Dot means a folder you are here. When I put another dot, it means a directory behind. So, but me, I want to copy it here. So in a list, I will have this file here. And this is the file you have in this that you're using for file ops. So if they ask you for those failed or accepted passwords, you should be getting to understand what exactly they are looking for. So in this case, what do we have? We can just say head. So we have a file. We saw yesterday that we have one data field, and we have a data field for auth. We have SRIT. It might be an error or something, debug. We can also group for those things. We have user, we have IP address, we have the authentication error. Okay. So what if I say I use egrep? Egrep is also a good thing to run. And I filter for failed password. In this case, I will add a pipe and also add accept. Why? You have to maintain the capital letters. Accept password. If it is failed password, you have to put capital F. So accepted password, because P is capital S. Okay. So you close. So in this case, what follows is this file name. Okay. So when we are there now, what follows? What follows now? We have to use awk. We can just say tail. We can first actually say head to see what it will print out. Um, the log file is long. Okay, we can give it time. Okay. not to waste time, we can proceed with awk so that we decrease. So it has a lot of those. I was taking a lot to print out. So I can say awk. Remember awk helps us to print some data fields. So I'll print dollar sign. So in this case, what can be this this data field can be what now? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can it be 6? Let's first put 5. Okay. Where is my error? Yesterday, I remember you corrected me. Okay. So when I print 5, still it's a lot. It will take long to print. I have to keep on decreasing. Okay, let me say 6. Let me try to pull down maybe and sort. Sort, remember I told you it sorts and removes the duplicates. So if I say only I want the unique. So now unique removes the duplicates. This log file, remember it has 20,000 logs. I think let's try, maybe my VM is the one hanging. Let's try it in the other VM so that we don't waste time. Okay, so let me see if this file is the one. So I will say wc.ls df activity. Okay, I think it's the one. Let's copy our command and paste it here. Egrep. What egrep does, it does a recursive search for the whole of it. So I think that's why it's taking its good time. So what happens as that one is running, what I've done is that egrep, what it does, it filters only lines that mentions either failed password or successful SSH logins or accepted password. So, okay, I think I have to put some space here so that the command can tell which one is the file name. Okay, that is why it was bringing the problems, I think. I had not put a space here. Okay, so now I press enter. Now let's go back and let's first even remove everything and put head. So when we put head, this has actually printed out egrep. What egrep does, it will search in this file, in the log file, where this is mentioned and where this is mentioned. That is our first search now. But if you're to count, you will see that we still have a lot of file. So you see, we still have a lot of file of lines. So why do we add these other things? To make this file less, and we search and filter until we get a more less file. So that is why now I will try. I want to focus on the IP address because I'm wondering. The question is asking find all unique IP addresses that SSH. Show the most frequent one. So what will happen is now it means that my focus is on IP addresses. But when you look at these IP addresses, you will find some of them are appearing twice. Now, like this, it is here. So it means that I have to filter and remove duplicates also. That's why I'll have to first filter these IP addresses and have them. After having them, I will use another thing to filter them out. So now let's do that. So awk space, and then I print that data field, which is 5. Is it 5? Forgetting the brackets again. Is it 5? No, it's not 5. 5 actually prints only names. So which means that it is 6. When I press enter, it gives me the IPs. Okay, that's what I want. Okay, now let's explain where we have reached. So we've used awk print in the log file on data field number 6, which only prints the IP addresses. So what for as of now, this command, what it does, egrep with this, it says filter only lines that mention either failed or accepted password. Then number 2, we have awk. Awk extracts the 6th field from each matching line. So this usually, we want the source IP address in the authentication logs. That is why we filtered for this. Now, we saw there are very many IP addresses. Actually, when I WC, we shall see we have many. So now let's proceed and remove duplicates. In this case, I will use sort. So this will sort the IPs, and then I will sort them. When I press enter, it will sort these IPs, as you can see how they are appearing. You see, for example, it will sort them from this, from 29, 81. So these are all duplicates. So 30 and so on. But now I want to sort them and remove the duplicates. And to remove the duplicates, you have to use unique. Unique means that only give me one IP address, don't give me duplicates. So I will say unique, and you see I'm separating this with pipes. I try to zoom well so that you can see. So when I press enter, you will see that 181 will appear one time, 29 will appear once, and all of these will appear once. Okay, let's go back now and read the question. Question says, we want all unique IPs. We've already gotten them. That SSH, yes, we know SSH logs. We have to find both failed and accepted. That show the most top frequent. We wanted now which one tried many times, either by or failed or accepted. So now let's bring back our command we've been crafting. Now in this case, we want to sort numerically in descending order, showing the most active IP first. And to do that, we shall now use sort again. Okay. But if before we if when we ran this, it gave us all the IPs. But if we want to count them, we shall use minus C. This gives at the beginning, it gives us how many times did this IP try to fail or be accepted on the server. So this command, when I added taxi, it means that count how many times this IP is appearing. In this case, we see 181 appears 163 times, 29 appears 148 times, and then 130 appears 168 times. So what do we do now? We want to remove everything and sort. Let's sort numerically because we want one IP that accessed many times. So what we do, we shall just say, we shall sort one more time. Shall say sort. You can use this command tag nr. So what this means is that sort the IPs, actually sort IPs numerically in descending order, showing the most active IP. So I will press enter. Let me try to zoom out. These are IPs that actually SSH to the server many times. And remember, I told you this is the number of times they have reached out there. So in this case, it means that, but these are many. Yeah? So let me only print like 10 of them. So I will just say, sorry. Okay, so I'll put a pipe and I just only want 10 IPs. So I'll say head, like N, 10. So they only give me the top 10. So I'm seeing this IP tried to get failed password and accepted password 196 times, more than any other IP address. So in this case, I would get this IP address. You come and they are saying that you should wrap it in the flag format, which is cyberstars, and submit. If it's correct, they will tell you it's correct. If it's wrong, and you only have 10 attempts. So these are many. I think I should decrease. I don't want you people to start putting all of the IPs manually until you get the right one, which is wrong. Yes. Truth. Yes. Yesterday I didn't explain IP address. Yes. It was not a must that I should explain IP addresses. Why? I only want to give you knowledge of how to filter things, so that next time I ask you to only find users, you should be able to get users. You get it? Okay. Someone else says the challenge, that challenge asking for error or create lines. What's the format of the flag? Okay. I see some people are trying to see what they had missed. Okay, so in this case, file ops 3 solution. Okay. So in this case, you see how one line. So what this happens, it's that this helps you to filter things automatically without issues. I'm wondering, for example, you're at work. So at work, you're a software, not a software engineer, you're a SOC analyst. So a SOC analyst, you have to do some log analysis. And this log analysis, you want to find out which IP was forcing the passwords and so on. So if it's a big organization like a bank, trust me, you will find it hard to get this manual. So if you use these one-liners, you can be able to get these things very easily. Why? Because this is just one command separated by pipes. You should be able to get the right thing. And trust me, this it's not that you will learn it in one day. With time, you keep on practicing, and you should be able to learn it each and every time you do it. Okay, so we can look at some other thing. For example, file ops what? Let me see. Which one has less solves? This one you killed it. Okay, file ops 3. How many SSH authentication logs are in the file? This is the same thing I'm from actually seeing. Because now we confirm that SSH authentication logs can be failed or can be accepted. So it's as easy as counting this and you get the answer. It's just the same command, but you count how many lines. That one is easy. Because I'm wondering, or anything to do with auth, or you can just even filter by auth. You can filter by auth and get the right answer. So I don't know why you say it's a bit tricky. Is it tricky? Because I'm seeing people have really answered it, not even answered it. They have murdered the challenge. Yeah, but trust me, you have to find the best keyword to filter for, because these keywords they are the ones that actually help you to get the right thing. Because now I'm wondering if you want to get auth logs, what do you look for? Because the question has something to do with auth. So what if I just say grep auth and I first let me do head and see what it will bring. So as you can see, it only brought lines that have auth. Anyway, let me bring back. I was just in tag I. Okay, so everywhere that the word auth is, they will bring it. So it is as easy as counting it. You get it? So I can just say, I can first count the top 120. If I want you, because I may ask you the top 20. So I can just say head, just list only the top 20. This will give me the top 20 that have auth. But you would just even just count WC like L and get how many lines has that. Okay. Okay. Okay, someone says file ops3 misbehaved. Ops3, it is very easy as you can see in just one command. It's the easiest by the way. I don't know why it's even 150. I think I should give it like 70. I'm joking. Okay, so this is how so, so someone says, but there is auth that has web as well. So basically when you look at this, you can look at let me see. Here we are just counting all that have auth. Let me see. Tail. Let's do tail. Yes. So we can have those that have web also. Yeah, anything that has auth, it was authenticating onto the server. So basically, we are taking anything. So in this case, we have all or anything that have we want all the authentication logs. That we want all the authentication logs in the log file. Um, we have auth for SSH. I think the SSH, yes, it misled some of you. We wanted all the authentication logs in the log file. Yes. Okay, but when you look at, if you want, you can craft well your payload. Actually, I think the next question should be auth on at some point. I can even ask you where post method is. So you would have to find out where post is. So in this case, I think I've clarified that we only want where SSH. And I think I will have to recraft the description well so that it is not misleading. But of course, by the time you get that, you should have gotten the right answer as soon as possible. So I think now things are now well. Is there anything that was giving you headache? I see you've really done well on this, and you should be able to. So for those that are really not understanding this well, we can dig deep into it. You had taken me in that solving of challenges. That is, the challenges are for you. Okay, so I have my file here. So this file, let me cut for it. So when I cut it, I have IP addresses, I have get, I have index, and I have everything. So in this case, what do I want? I want to learn how to grep things. Now, for these people, the beginners, yesterday someone said that I got lost when you started these things of head, when you started things of cat. But now today, I have a simple file. And I want to explain, I want you to pay attention. I want to explain line by line. I want to explain word by word so that you can understand this. Because this is something you need in your future. I use this at my work. I use it many times. Log analysis is very important and you really need to understand this. And this is not only teaching you, it will even teaching you how to run bash scripts, how to actually run Linux commands. So now what do I want? This is a simple, it has how many lines? We saw it had like 20 lines, only 10 lines actually. So in this case, I can craft a question asking you that show me. Let me pull my notepad here. So my first question will be, show all lines containing 404. My second question will be, show only web related logs. My question three will be, count how many, okay, how many times each IP appears, maybe that can be, okay, that will be the third question. And our fourth question will be, um, print only the HTTP status code. Does it have status code? Let me see. Yeah, it has. Okay. So this is enough. Let's add the fifth question. Sort by bytes. Sent. Of course, let me see. Bytes are in the last column. Yes, bytes. These are bytes. You should be taking notes because trust me, these are things you'll find in your finals and semifinals. Okay. So this would be an interesting question also. So I can have question 6 that can say count how many requests. Should I say requests? Okay, requests per service. Okay, I think we have some interesting questions we have on our log file. And by the time we finish this, we should be able to tackle this down. Okay, now let's start the hands-on. Remember, in these sessions, we talk less and do practicals most. So you should be noting down things. Okay, first things first. The first question is asking us, show lines contain 404. What is the file we are working with? The file we are working with is this file ops training.log. It has only 10 lines. So the command, I will just use grep, look for anything that has 404. Grep, look for anything that has 404 inside this file. I'll press enter. And they are telling me that at this time and date, there was a get request which has 404, 404. We can go even and see if it didn't lie to us. So truth be told, we have, this is the first 404 and this is the second 404. Are you seeing any other 404? Of course, no. So these commands don't lie really. They don't. I can guarantee you that. So what command have we used? They want how many? Let me see. What is the question asking us? Show all lines. They want all lines. Okay, so if they want all lines, these are the only lines. Okay, so we've answered that. But you can answer it in many ways. So instead, you can just say cut file operations. I will grab like anything that has 404. This would give me the answer. Or I can just say um, even you can just say I think head can also work since these lines since this log has a few files, and I grab 404. It doesn't work. I can use less CTF. Okay. I tried it on the wrong file. Sorry. The correct file is file ops something. File ops. Exactly. It should bring it. Okay. So you can answer it in many ways. Next question. So on web related logs. And this is very key in log analysis because you really need to know who was attacking your organization via web or what vulnerability did they exploit. Because when you look at web logs or Apache logs, you will tell those requests, the get requests, you will tell the post requests and so on. So in this case, when you look at a log file like this log file, let's first look at it. You would see that if I want or what is common in all on these web related logs, what is common? What is common is this. So which means that my keyword here will be web. So I can grep web file ops, and they will only bring where web is appearing. So if you want to know how many logs, because your boss can ask you at work, how many requests did we did hit us on our maybe our WAF or our web server. So you'll be able to you can even count and say 5 of them. So we can get our correct answer here. They wanted us to show it. I can copy the command also, how we solved each file. Okay, so the command for this was that, and the command for okay, the command for was that. So I encourage you to always take notes, please. Always take notes. In the beginning of the session, I showed you how I take notes using Obsidian. Okay, so the third question is asking us count how many times each IP appears. So now that's where awk comes in from. So because awk, same an awk. So what it does a pattern scanning and processing. So in this case, it just goes into the lines of logs and finds specific characters at different fields. So if you don't know how to, or if you want to use more of it, you can read its man pages. Press Q to exit. So now let's answer the question. If they want a specific thing in a log, awk is your best person. In this case, why? It's because awk helps you print a specific data field in a log file. In this case, a log file looks like this. This is a log file. All logs, I don't know, syslog, what, all logs are always logged in the form of a table. Why do they do this? It is because they want those logs to be stored in a manner that can be analyzed. Any log that can't be analyzed, that's not a log. So that is why all logs are being stored in form of a table. And each of these has its own data field. Okay? Okay, so what do we do now? We want only these IP addresses to be printed out. So we know that these IP addresses uh, can be, we can, first off, maybe anything that has, because we want to understand how many times these IP addresses. We want to print HTTP, we want to print the IP addresses and see how many times it appears. So this one is the one data field, the second data field, the third. So which means that this IP is on the third data field. But anyway, we can confirm. Awk. So awk is always followed by print. I normally forget the curly brackets. Print $3. I didn't put the log file. It's called file ops. Okay. They are saying we've put 3. 3 is not. So if we only want the IP addresses, I think we have to check what is at 4. Okay, the IP addresses are at 4. Okay. So when we just count how many are they, WC tag L, there are 10 IP addresses. So in this case, that's how you'd use awk on reprint. Actually, if you want, you would just pipe this to a file, IP addresses.txt. So when I list, you'll see I have a new file called IP addresses.txt. So cat IP addresses.txt, it will have only, it will extract only those fields and put them in the next file you gave it. So that is how you can do that. And did they ask us how many? Let me see. Let me see if they have how many. They're saying count how many times each IP appears in there. Okay. So if you want, you can sort this. Instead, you can just say unique taxi. They will tell you that this IP appeared once, this IP appeared once. It's only this that appeared twice and this appeared twice. We can confirm that. We have 2 IP addresses. This IP appeared twice and this IP appeared twice. So now your correct answer is unique means that please print each IP addresses or each IP on a line, but you also count how many times it appears. I don't know whether that makes sense. Okay. So this is how we would get how many times each IP appeared. You can copy it and take it. Okay. And it will print something like this. See how I'm taking my notes, but I'm not saying you take them in Notepad because Notepad doesn't take screenshots. I use what? I use Obsidian. I can say if I want to take my note in Obsidian, so I will just come and say, for example, I will say awk command. So awk command, I will just come and say, I'll put a command I ran. This is Obsidian for those that don't know. So I'll put double quotes if I want, I will store it like that. And below it, I'll come and take a screenshot of how I did it and my result. So I can note things that helped me appear. It's because I printed the first, and I can also highlight how many times each is appearing. So this will give me an insight of how to actually do it. So now you will have something looking like this in your notes. So trust me, during the competition, you'll not go and start googling here and there. People will be submitting flags, and you're asking yourself, why are they fast? It's because they took their notes, and they're just referring in their notes. They are not doing a lot of Google searching and the prompting AI and so on. Because me, in my exam, if I find anything like log analysis, I'll just say, if they ask me a specific thing, I know I have to first understand its data field, print it, and then either they want me to count it or they just want it, and I just come and submit it. As simple as that. Okay. What's the next question? The next question here is print only HTTP status code. I think it's the same thing. we have to use awk. Okay, so what we shall do is say awk. Then in this case, we need to do a code, because what are they asking? They're asking print only HTTP status code. Okay, so we shall take, which means that we have to print two fields. What is that $2? Okay, let me do this. So I can say that $2 is web. So what I can say, this is a more advanced way of it. So I can say at two, because you see at this column there is web, there is DB, there is SSH. You may only want to pick web. So I will just say at column 2, if anything is equaling to web, is equaling to web, I want you to print it. Did I craft it well? Let me see. Okay, yes, yes, it's crafted well. Now I now need to print now what is in front of it. If it's web, I want you to print what is that status code. Status code might be 6. So now I will have to put my brackets and print $. Maybe let me see 5. Maybe we can say 6. 6. Let me see. Am I doing it right? So awk, let me revise it. Awk $2. $2 means that anywhere at field 2, which is web, as long as it is equaling to web, it should print the next part. Okay, let me see. Is equaling to web, it should print 6. Okay, let me see if this is right. So let's first print what is at 2. So okay, so it's not at 6. Let me see where the code sign is it 7? Yeah, I can see it's 7. Okay, so we want to print where there is only 7, and then understand where exactly it is. So in this case, let me go again and put 7. Doesn't bring it. I can recraft this well. Let me just recraft this well. Okay, $6. I can see anything that is equaling to 200. Okay, this will give me anything that has 200. So what if I now say anything at 2 that is equaling to 200? SSH, it will almost bring almost everything. Okay, so what if I do anything that is not 200? So you have to put an exclamation mark. Okay, did it bring, let me see if I printed it well. Linux has the way it is putting my equal sign and minus, which is not interesting. Okay, at 6. Okay, let me see how many are they. They are all of them. It should be, what does this mean? Who can tell me what does this sign mean? You've written some programming, you've understood some scripting. In the chat, help me and tell me what that means. Someone says he's not seeing my screen. Is it his problem, or I don't know? Is my screen visible? Please, if it's visible, you can react or type yes in the chat. I think my screen is visible. Okay, I can see Wanyama says it means not equal to, not equivalent. Okay, and someone says I'm missing a quote. Is there any way I'm missing a quote? Okay. I don't think there is any way I'm missing a quote. Okay, I think my screen is visible. My screen is visible. Okay, so you see, the way we are manipulating this file, uh, just eases our life. So you can opt by, let's see, grep. We can grep for, actually we can just still awk and print, then print $2. So what is at 2? It's only the what? It's the time. So you can even look at what is there, and we can say every request per time. So we saw the first request came in at 30, 31, 32, 33. So this is when you're investigating a brute force attack. If you see that everything, the minute is the same, but there is a failed login every after like 1 second, now you start investigating the IP addresses that is involved in that. So you look at the failed login intervals and the time it is trying to authenticate and failing. So that is what, if you want to know the intervals of the logins. So we can also do all, um, we can say, okay, so someone said that this one means not equal. The way Linux is handling my not equivalent sign. I want something to appear in a different way. Did I put more than one? Interesting. Okay. Yeah, so it should be 6, 7. You can see what is at 7. Um, anything that is equivalent to 200. Okay. Or anything. Let's print by that column. So we can say print $, anything that has a $0 also. What will be, where is the syntax error coming from? We are printing, okay. So we want anything, we want the bytes. We want the bytes that were last sent. So for example, we are cutting off anything behind the failed 0. So we are getting the bytes. So what this means, this means that these bytes you're seeing, we want these bytes to be at the beginning of the code. So what this means that sort by bytes last sent. So in this case, we are having these bytes. If we are to check them, 5, 12, 0, we look at those bytes were last sent, and we are just putting them behind here. So you have a lot of ways you can manipulate files according to how we want, because initially our log size was not there, was not here at the beginning. It was always at the end. But what we've done is we've substituted it from here, and we put it at line 0, which means that it will be 0, 1, 2. So in this case, it will no longer be the same way it was. So that is why how you can manipulate as many of these as possible. I don't know if my log file changed, but I'm wondering why this of $7, and we want anything that is equaling to web. I don't know why it refused. It should be working. Print. Then if you want to print it's $7. I think here it should be 6. Should be 2 because of web. Not CTF log, it is file ops. So you can manipulate these things in any way you feel like is comfortable for you, because we don't dictate how interesting this can be. You can just make it interesting in any way. So instead of 7, I can print like 6. So initially, what am I trying to achieve? I want that, let's cut that file ops. I want anything that has web, it should be, and also has, it should print its status code. If I wanted, of course, I would print only status code, but I just wanted to concatenate two. I wanted to concatenate 2 of those lines, so that we can have a filter that has more than one thing. So that's what I mean by doing that. Okay, so before we take a break, someone says I use 3. Okay, let me see. Someone says I use 3. Okay, 3 is not the one. Actually, it should be, okay, I should use 7 here. And yes, and it works. Let me see who it was. Yes, Ian. And at long last, Ian gives us the right answer. Okay. He says, even the minus alone works. Let's put 3 instead of 2. I think 2, it was printing an empty line. I have a feeling. So we can put anything without, oh, sorry. Need to put a space here. Where am I going wrong? Let me see where I'm going wrong. Okay, it is, has to be 1. And there has to be, oh, it was this, anything that is 200. Okay, this one. So we want anything at 7 that isn't equaling to 2 at 200. Okay, who can correct me here? We want only put whatever it, we want show lines with status code that is not equal to 200. Who can tell me? I'm waiting for the answers now. For status code, anything that is not equal to 200. Someone says use, no, that was the last one. Is not equal to 200. Gloria says you can put, yes, the sign. Someone says you can use equal signs. I use exclamation mark and equal signs. That's what I'm using. But did I get it? Is my answer now correct? Are we seeing any 200s? You forgot to print. Let me see. Did I forget to print? Someone says I forgot to print, and someone says that is. Do I have a correct answer? Who can tell me? At 7, there is no 200. Okay. Someone says false. Subuga, why do you say false? So at 7, there is no 200. So, okay, let me see. Oh, sorry. Let me see. Why is it bringing an error again? Okay. So, WC tag L8, which means that it is no longer 10. They have removed those with 200s. When you check, 200 is appearing how many times? We had our answer here. Actually, we can see how many times 200 is appearing, because we can see at least we have 400, 400, 200, 500. Let's do this. We can confirm ourselves. Let's just sort. We can sort. We can just, instead of sort, let's, no. Let's just do unique. Okay, let's now count. Okay, 404. So now, what's the correct answer? Did we have the correct answer? Who can confirm by this? We have the correct answer that we have removed, we have only pasted anything, we have only brought anything without 200. Yes, we did. The 200s are 2, and we have 8 characters here. So they have brought us 500, 400, 400. Yes, I think that is it. Uh-huh. So now we can actually, so we see what we mean is that please go at line 7, print anything that is not having code sign 200. That is what it means. So it has gone online on field 7. It has printed anything that is not 200. So that is why these are 8 characters. It removed the two ones that had 200. We can even check cat CTF logs. Oh, sorry. This is CTF operations. Cat file ops. So we have the first 200 here. Where's the next one? And the next one here. We have any other one? Of course, no. So that we have our correct answer that prints out the. So this is our correct answer. So you could just status code, you could use that. How many requests per service? We saw that sort by bytes sent. So basically that is our right answer. So it is 18 minutes past 10. We are going to have a short break. Before we go for a short break, I can allow a few of you to ask questions. I'll share my screen again. Okay. Please confirm if I'm audible enough. Please confirm if my screen is visible. Please confirm if I'm audible enough. Okay. Thank you. So like I said yesterday, please try as much as possible to follow the rules, because anything you do that is against the rules, we really see it from our side. So we don't want one person to cost the whole university. So please, it's about learning. It's not all about submitting the flag. Because I'm wondering if you know that out of 20 flags you have, you've only worked for only one, you're really costing yourself. And I encourage you to put in as much energy as possible so that you solve these challenges yourself. Because if you don't do that, you are the disadvantage of yourself. Okay. Me too, I don't love seeing people being escalated to their vice chancellors and so on by the UCC team. No. I normally want us to have a fair competition, even if you become the best when you know that you didn't solve the challenges yourself. Trust me, you will be able to. You'll be able to that energy you use it. It will not be good to have it by yourself. So, like I said, any challenge you solve, it adds on your self-assessment. Because I can guarantee you that by the time you finish this, you'll be good at something. So, what's wrong with Nkumba? Okay. So I don't want to find people having and cheating, cheating here and there, and which brings us. Someone says in the post it says we have an evening session. No, that is only on Friday. There's no other day we have evening session. So according to how we've been solving challenges, digital crisis is the most solved challenge, having over 91%, and seeing file ops 6 is the least solved. Double trouble 38%. So I should be able to see all of you. So I'm seeing people submitting things like these, which is really not correct. You have to submit a flag and so on and so forth. So anything someone does, trust me, we can be able to track. Anyway, let's dig deep back into our sessions. This person, Subuga, you're saying among Nkumba, you can't see your name. Please, what's your name? What's your username, Subuga? Because you may have selected the wrong university. What's your username you're using here? That's what I'm meaning. You see, you chose Kampala University. So which means that all your results are going to a different university instead of your university. So after the session, please contact me. We edit this. And all of you, please confirm whether you selected the correct bracket. Because if at all you didn't, it will be your disadvantage. So you have to really do something possible to make sure that results are going to the best of your university. Okay. So always take note of these notifications also. They will have a pop-up. Anything when we update something, these notifications will have to come up. So please always check those notifications and see what exactly they are saying, because you may miss out some interesting information. Okay. Proceeding from where we stopped from. Someone asked about when do we use egrep, when do we use grep. So, and this is now the time to answer those questions. Let me hope everyone has joined already. I'm trying to buy time so that we don't leave anyone who may join. Someone had asked, sorry to ask this, when are the next challenges being uploaded before I call? Yeah, I see the adrenaline. Yeah, but challenges will be uploaded. I will inform you in the group. Does that mean that you've almost solved everything? Okay, I'm trying to look in the chat to see the question one had asked about the grape. Okay, someone said was Gilbert. My question: when do we use NF? When do we use dark I? When do we use dark E? When do these characters? What do they even mean? Let's now look at it. So I want us to understand each other well. Let me start with NF. What does it mean? How does it happen? So I can demonstrate this using this file editor. Okay, so let me open like let me open the other log file. I think it is in def4 file ops. So this is our log file. This is how it looks like. So this log file, I want to put field. So in this case, we have, I should not be editing. Let me edit in the next file. So field space value. So in this case, field can be numbered from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, maybe up to 10. So in this case, when you see me write something like this, $7, I told you this is a data field 7. So in this case, if we have a log file Like what? Like this. It means that something is at field one. Sorry, time is at field one. This is at field two. Field four. Five. It can be six. It can be seven. So which means that when you see me have dollar sign one, I want you to print this is something at dollar sign at one at field data field one. When you see me having dollar sign two, it means that I want you to come and print this. We demonstrated that. Oh, you can print what is at data field two. You see, it's this. And what is at data field one? It is that. And what is at data field three? That is the web protocol DB. Then data field four, IP addresses. Data field six, we have the requests that were being made. So what is a data field? Data field 7, we have the status codes. It's mixed up for web-based. We have 8. Yes, we have the file size. We even have 9. We have 1. Anyway, so what am I trying to show you? Every data field is numbered, or that column is numbered. So what we do here is that when we are filtering, we try as much as possible to find what data field we are looking for. But then there are scenarios when we are not sure how many these data fields are, and you don't want to go through this process, because we did this process because it's just a small simple log file. But in real world, if you don't know the data field, what do you do? That's why we had something called NF. NF means number of fields in the current line. So for example, when I do awk, when I say instead of printing 9, I just say print NF, not NF, I just say print $NF, number of fields. NF means number of fields. So when I say $NF, it will go and print the last field in that data. So in this case, it has gone, and it has only, every line it goes and picks the last field. In every line, it picks the last field. So it means that it has counted up to the last field. So that is when you want to understand the last field. So that is what we mean by NF. But when you want this last field, for in this case, NF means there are 8 fields, of course. So, and it has printed out the 8th field everywhere, or 7th field. So what do we do now? When we want this to arrange this last thing, the size, maybe to be at, so because we can say print the last field first. So in this case, I mean, if I want to filter this to come here before the time, that's when I come and say I want that it is separated by comma to be printed at 0. Enter. I think I need to put $0 so that it comes, the whole line is printed. If I want the whole line to be printed, yes. So the last field, which was this, it is printed as first now, the beginning. So I want the file size to come at the beginning. So that's what we mean by NF, number of fields. So if you want to print the last field first, you use you separate it with a comma and put where you want. Because for me, I know this was at 1. So for me to print anything before it, I have to put it at index 0. So that's why I'm using 0, and it will appear like that. And why is this even useful? Uh, we normally use $NF when we don't know how many columns a line has, but you specifically want the last one. So that's when we come up to use NF. Also, NF helps us in sorting by the last column. For example, if I only want to sort by the last column, especially the size, I will do this. So that is my command, and then I will sort. Sort. When I sort, we shall have them 10, 20. They'll be sorted like this. And then now I want to arrange them, at least so that they look better. So I'll just say tag N, R. So it will arrange them. This sorts all lines by their last number and also by the size. Of course, the last number is the size. So that's what we mean that we have arranged this by their last byte. So that, and this one will come as number one in the first field. And we've assigned this to 0. That's why it is coming before that. Gilbert, I don't know whether I have, I've answered something to do with NF. I'll come to tag I and E. So, okay, I was looking through the chat. Let's proceed. Yes, it's answered. Now let's learn how to use tag I. Tag I means interactive. So when you grep tag H, there are many ways to use its help. Many ways to use grep. And when we actually grep for tag I, it come. Let's just use it, look for it manually here. Interactive. Hopefully it's there. This is ignore case. So what exactly is so interactive here they are saying ignore case distinctions in pattern and data. So interactive, when you say tag I, for example, grep tag I, it means that interact with everything in the line. For example, when let me see, our file has select. So what is it called? File ops. So here, what does it mean? Interactive or ignore case, it means that anything I put here, even if it is in small letters, but when in the log it is capital letters, just ignore, just search for the keyword. So that is why we use tag I sometimes. And I normally love it because sometimes when I just say grep select file ops, you see, it didn't get it because it has tried to search through the document to find select with small letters, but I didn't get it. Even if you just do grep select, it did get it. So you're seeing why you really need to use an ignore or interactive case sensitive uh, option, this one. So I think we've done that. Okay. Okay. So now I want to understand if now I have answered all the questions before I go to the next question. I want to confirm that. Please confirm if I have answered all the questions, because which I'm going to explain egrep later on. Because egrep is used to, this is egrep in full is called extended grep. So normally we use a lot of advanced one-liners to search interactively within while making use of egrep. So that is why we have as many as possible. We can have many complicated scenarios in this case that we can use to manipulate words. So for example, if I want to find things, I can use egrep, like egrep. See how egrep is powerful? So I can use egrep. Egrep, if we don't know how to use egrep, we can look at its man pages. Egrep. So there is fgrep, there is egrep, but for us we have egrep. And it has a lot of options. Um, if we want, we can even search. I can just say egrep man pages if I don't know how to use egrep. So I will look at how to use it. You have to use it with option, pattern, and the file. That's how you use egrep. Option with tag E, which is a pattern, and tag F with a file. In this case, they are showing us which patterns we can have. We have E, which is a regex expression. So when you see anything with tag E, it means that I want to supply a regex. And we can look at regex also. O means on rematching. There are very many. This is a very robust utility you can use. Maybe let's use it to answer one of the, if for example, I want to, because I saw you people having and answering these challenges, let file ops 7 or file ops 8, looking for flags and everything. Okay, anyway, let's see how we can use egrep. So I will say egrep, and I want to use match setup o. I want to print the matched characters because I'm looking for something. Okay, so I'll just say egrep at a capital small o. So I want to match something. If you don't know how to look for some word, in this case, I want to look for something like CTF maybe. I want to look for anything that is in between A to Z. So I will just say A to Z. So as that, so regex regex means that it is called regular expression. Regular expression means that I can determine what I'm looking for. If I'm looking for a number, I will just say I'm looking for anything 0 to 9. That is regular expression. So it will search in the document and find something you're defining here. So in this case, I'm looking for something that starts with CTF, but then has A up to Z. That is one thing. And also it has 0 up to 9. Any number between 0 and 9 would be part of what I'm looking for. And also I can add on the reg expression by putting a minus plus to add one to add also another thing I'm looking for. So in this case, I'm looking for something maybe called flag, but flag I don't know how it may look like. So I can say flag might be having double brackets, and inside the double brackets, I want anything that should be inside double brackets. And how do I do that anything? I just add these edge brackets. I think I will explain this later again more so that we can understand. So when I put the curly brackets, it means that the flag will be in curly brackets, but I don't know what will be inside the flags. So inside it, I will say just as long as there is anything, or I can just say put a star to say anything. And also I can add one more regular expression to so these minuses you're seeing, I'm actually putting them there so that we don't uh, to escape characters. You see, every time I'm going to put a bracket, I'm putting it. So this is to escape characters. So we can do as many things as possible. I can even add a grep and put, maybe if I'm looking for some other word called secret, maybe token, and that token can be anything between 0 to 9. Remember, I'm just putting edge brackets when I want to search for anything. So up to 9, I can put a plus if I want to add anything like what now. So basically, regular expression, you can do anything of regular expression as, I don't know, depending on what exactly you want. But you have to first fact check well so that you're not forgetting anything. For example, when I see a red bracket here, it means that somehow something is wrong with my regular expression. So I have to find where to put a pipe. I think it has to be after this minus because I want another what? I want another original expression. So my original expression is egrep match the characters where it begins with CTF, but inside it has anything like any number or any alphabet. Oh, sorry, any alphabet. Then that is one. Also look for flag where it has curly brackets with something in between those curly brackets. So that is one way we can look at that. So this bracket, we need to close that bracket. Okay, after, I think we need to close bracket somewhere. Let me see, I opened the bracket after that. So there is an open bracket after frag, and then there is another open bracket. So you have to supply a file here now. So we can supply ctf log. So you see what is happening? It has gone everywhere in this file. Tried to find anything that starts with ctf. Try to find anything that starts with secret token. So in this case, that is regular expression. You can do you can do a lot with a regular expression. You can do grep is a very so that's why it's called an extended grep. It does a lot of things and it helps us count. So you can even use taxi. What does taxi do? Let's read about it. Taxi. I think taxi. What does it do? It prints number lines of output contexts. It places line containing a group separator. We can try it and see what it does. For example, let's try, we can pick a challenge here. For example, file ops what? File ops 2. Is it file ops 2? There is something. Okay, so count how many error, error or CRT lines exist. Okay, so we can look at that. So I can just say grep taxi. What am I looking for? I'm looking for something like error, and also I pipe and say I'm looking for something. The pipe has to be inside the brackets, remember, inside the quotes. So what else am I looking for? CR what? CRT. Okay. So let's put it there. CR. Is it CRT? CRIT. Yes. Okay. So I close my regular my expression or my extended grep and just now supply a file. So it's called CTF log. So what is happening is that egrep taxi, it counts how many times this and that they are appearing. So basically that is what we mean by that. Or I can even just do this. Let me see if it works. I can see taxi. Will it work? It won't work. You have to do, if I do unique taxi, it will remove duplicates. You see? So it won't really work well the way we want it. Um, so in order to count it well without first printing it out and everything, that's why you have to do an extended grep with taxi for counting. Count how many times that word is appearing. Yeah. Working with regex is somehow confusing. Um, we can actually learn how to do some regular expression. Actually, we can look at it because crafting this is a bit confusing, but it helps when you create a regular expression. So in this case, what exactly is regex or regular expression? Regex is the foundation of mastering commands like grep, like sed, like fork, like cat, and so on. So what we can do, we can first understand what exactly is regular expression, or normally called regex. So these are patterns used to match a text. In this case, what I was doing here, I was creating a pattern. Let's do it together now. Let me use this. When I'm looking for something like brute force, this is a word. I'm very sure this word is being made of BRUTEFORCE. Any of these belongs to any alphabet from A to Z. That is now what it means. If I'm not sure what I'm looking for, that's why we had something like this. A to Z. We know that somehow it can be a number from 0 to 9. I'm trying to craft a pattern to actually match the or something I'm looking for. If I'm not sure what I'm looking for. So what I'm doing is, what I'm looking for maybe is called, it starts with flag, but with curly brackets. But inside it is anything which can be a number or an alphabet. That's what we mean by regular expression or regex. So in this case, what do we use it for? They help us to search or filter, sometimes replace text using rules. So in this case, I'm crafting a rule to help me search something. So if for example, now we are looking for only error. Let me write it in small letters. Error. If I'm looking for error, we want to match any line containing the word error. But we can use grep, we can use what, but we can use regular expression to do it better. In this case, what can we do? We can say, there is a sign on my keyboard I'm looking for. Let me see if I can get my on screen so that you can see the sign. Okay, so unfortunately this, okay, I'm in the virtual machine. Is it the reason? Let me see if I can make use of it. Okay, it's okay. So what I was looking for is that how do we create a regular expression to match for something like error? So what we know is that we can just say we want anything that has error, and we put a dot, say anything with failed. That is when we want to create maybe a regular expression that please go on anything that has error, but please only give me those with a field of failed on it. That's why you see me with a dollar sign, which matches. So in this case, what I'm meaning is, please find lines that matches, or at the beginning it starts with error, and at the end it ends with failed. So if this dollar sign was here at the beginning, it means that at the beginning with failed. So we know that to do this, we've been knowing that, well, some lines have errors, but at the end of them all they have failed. So that's why the dollar sign is at the end. But we can do much. Regular expression include characters. In this case, a dot, it means that any single character. So when I say b dot t, it means that I want any single character, or like any single character in between those. So we can have a plus, we can have a minus. Uh, there is this sign. So when we have something like this, let me first remove this so that we don't get confused. So when I have edge brackets, anything you see inside edge brackets, maybe ABC, it means that I want you to match ABC. For example, when I come and say, for example, this AB, look, I can say cut, I can say chart, but I put A at the end. So now what does this mean? Who can tell me in the chat, what will my regular expression search for? What will my regular expression, what character will my regular expression look for? Who can tell me in this case, if I have that, if I have this in my regular expression, what am I trying to match? Sorry, this is the edge bracket. Okay, Manuel says it well. So it means that I will be only and only matching anything between these edge brackets, CH. Yes, I will only and only be matching CH because this is outside what? This is outside the edge brackets. So that is what we mean by that. So regular expression, actually, we can look at it. Let me see. Regex characters. Regex characters. Um, Let me see. And by the way, some of you don't know, there are online tools that can help you craft your regex. Let me see if there is a regex creator online. Regex creator online. Regex generator. You see, there are very many of them. So we have this tool that generates regex. They are saying, for example, you paste a sample text and it will generate for you a regex. Wow. Okay. Let's go. Let's paste one of our log file thing. For example, let me paste this. That would be interesting actually if it can create. So we can paste the text. Which part of the text are interesting for you? Wow. Okay, so what do I want? I want file size, or I want, do I have options? Delete only patterns? Interesting. So if I'm interested in the word config and the size, so I want the size, multiple characters, and so on. So now, where is my regular expression? Where is my regular expression? Okay, accept. So this is my regex. Okay, let me see. It is searching for file, anything between AZ to A09 plus, anything that is .txt, and then at the end, I remember I selected size. It is anything between AZ and AZ, capital letter and small letter. Wow, actually it has done it. You see, I've selected anything on config and anything on size. So what it has done is like, I want you to go in the file where file is equaling to this regular expression. Anything that is between A to Z, capital letter and A to Z, because config, yes, and then it should have 0 up to 9 plus anything .txt. Then I also selected size. It created for me a regular expression. So this can also actually help craft. Let me look at this. Insert your regular expression here. I'll paste it there. How do we do this now? How does it want us to format it? This is kind of weird. Yeah, but I just normally prefer doing it manually, just understanding the logic. Because I know if I'm looking for flag, I know that a flag can have any digit from 0. So because initially you can, if say, you can add all the characters like star, like minus, like dollar sign, all these characters, you can add them in your regex. So they can all be able to be used. Okay. Okay. So we can do some grep. Let me see if we have error grep. Error. We don't have error in this file. Do we have error in? Let's do select. Actually, we can match digits. Let's just match digits. Let's create, say, grep, and let's create anything. So we want to go inside the file. We want to look for anything from 0 to 9, and also um, let's first take. I have to put the edge brackets. So anything in between that file ops. You see, it is picking anything that is a number between 0 to 9, and that's what it is highlighting. Anything that is not a number, it won't highlight. Okay, so we want to see now, what if we want any number between 0 and 9, but with only 3 digits? How do we do that? So we come back in our regular expression and remove and create. After that, we can create an expression here and say we want those that have digits, 3 digits. Can we have them? It will only did it print those with 3 digits? Yes, but I'm seeing it printed. Yes, 3 digits. Oh, okay. This means that please print anything with 3 and 3 or more digits. So that's why it is not printing 10. It is not printing like 30. It's only printing those with 3 digits or more. So you can use regular expression to solve a lot of challenges in that case. So if we want to only match, for example, IP addresses using regular expression, we can craft our regular expression very well. We can match its content, we can match everything. So I think now for you to learn well regular expression, I encourage you now to solve the challenges you solve for file ops. Try to use try to use try to use file op try to use regular expression to solve a challenge. Now I'm going to give you 5 minutes. These 5 minutes, I want you to use the same. These 5 minutes, I want you to solve each of these file ops using regular expression and send the command you used in the chat with what? with the challenge name. So for example, you'll say, I have used regular expression to sort of challenge file ops 1. Actually, let's just do 2 challenges. Let me determine which challenges you can. Okay, you can choose any challenge. I only want one challenge. Use regular expression and send me the command. If you see it is going to give you a hint, you can give the command in the chat on WhatsApp. Me, I will see it. I'm giving you 5 minutes. Okay. I can see one person has already sorted one thing. Someone has used the regular expression to get log grep. That is Gilbert. Thank you. Anything you tell me to use, we can use it. Okay. So we have this. He used it on Logstack. Oh, okay. I need to SSH to the server. ls. Logstack is where? CD logs. So it's logs. ls. Okay. So, okay, that's not the one. CD. CD log xd. I think that's where that file is. CD1. Interesting. So, he used grep, and he's trying to craft his regular expression that it starts with cyber stars. It has brackets. He is not sure what might be in between here, but at least it can involve a character, or it can involve anything. So basically, this is nice. Okay, so you see, it even brought it to very well, the whole of it in red. So that is, I can see now you've learned how to use regex. And trust me, when we come, we shall use Splunk to analyze logs in the subsequent sessions, and I can tell that, well, you will be able to actually use regular expression to actually solve Splunk-based challenges. That will be, of course, later on. When you've learned this, it will prepare you to learn um, to learn this regular expression. Okay. Someone says Oak is fun. Yes, Oak is fun also. We can make use of it. Okay, so we have 15 minutes to midday, and I will entertain questions. You can craft any question, even if it's outside the session or anything we've been learning. You can ask it. It can be personal. You can ask anything. It can be anything that is advisory. It can be anything that you want to know in the industry of cybersecurity. So I can entertain it. I will be answering it without hesitation. So let's see how that goes. Yeah, when you use a comma, when you use an expression and it gives you false positives, it means that somehow, it is you're missing out something. See, crafting that big uh, file expression, it can somehow somewhere you have to recheck whether you're not getting an error. But you have a typo, or you like, you see, when you check how you wrote the word unique, you wrote it wrongly, Emmanuel. That's why you're having wrong things. You wrote unique as unique with U and E instead of unique, just UNIQ. So that's where you're getting a wrong, I think, from. So you have to write it as unique. For those that are wondering where that is, it is in the chat. That's where I asked from.